G'day guys, Garry Dollin, United Australia Party candidate for Hume. I just sort of make a quick video. I had that Meet the Candidates forum at Camden Civic Centre last night, and I thought I'd just make a video about a few of the highlights. I thought how it went down, and as I said, a few of the highlights of what the candidates had to say that I thought that sort of stuck out for me. We had obviously the media, the moderator there last night was I got a little bit of wind of that. He was a little bit biased. People were telling me they've done a little bit of research on him. I hadn't, but I found out today that apparently he has been involved in the Vote Angus Out and the Voices of movement. He's been called in their t-shirts and been posting things on social media, which if I knew at the time, I don't know if I would have attended, because definitely would have thrown a spread on the works, but surely enough, I did it, and it's been and done anyway. He was, as I said, he was biased to a point where he was trying to tell everybody, Penny was trying to say stuff, Penny Ackery was trying to say that the mandates were a state-controlled issue and not federal, and he was backing her 100%, and in the end I let him know that the Constitution doesn't work that way. Section 109 of the Constitution basically says that the federal have the control over the states. And if Scott Morrison was to come out and nip this whole thing in the bud and mean what he said about the mandates, then it's the law. That's how it goes. But either way, he didn't like it, and he probably didn't like me from the beginning with the UAP sign on me and the UAP on my shoulder. Anyway, that's how it goes. The Labor guy has lived in China for 10 years. So another Labor guy living in China believes, and the analogy was, he believes that vaccines are like a seatbelt. You'll wear one, so you should all be putting this mRNA vaccine into your body, no questions asked. I mean, I don't know. I'm not anti-vax by any standard. I've had a lot of different vaccines, but I'm not going to use it like a seatbelt. People want to make the right decisions, and they have every right to be entitled for those decisions and to get the right information. So I didn't really agree with that at all, what he said, and I actually thought that was a little bit laughable. Penny Ackery was saying that the coal miner jobs are now going to be pretty much redundant. It's only a matter of time, is what she said. So if you're a coal miner, you should be thinking seriously if you're voting for these independents, Green independents, Labor line Green independents, because you remember they're number 2 on the Labor candidate how to vote cards. So they've been pulling some strings. There's been some back talking going on, and how to vote cards are essential to know where your party lies itself in the political realm and political spectrum. So they're sort of a good indication, and Labor have Penny Ackery as number 2. So Penny Ackery and Greens, I think it was, if I remember correctly. We're way down the bottom. So just something else for you to think about. It's a good insight to know what they're doing and what they're thinking with their how to vote cards. The Shanali, her name is Shanali, I believe. She was an independent. She's very articulate, well spoken, and she saying some sort of half line things that are okay. I got no problems with. But in the end, she does align herself with the Greens, with a lot of Green style climate change alarmism style comments. The Greens were she was also well spoken. Her name was Karen, I believe. She stood up for what she believes in, so hats off to her. She's Green. I didn't expect anything different. Actually, she'd probably come across a little bit less of a greenie than what I thought she was going to be, but either way, she's still aligned with that. But hats off to her. She stood up for what she believes in. I had a big coal argument. There was an argument about the coal. I was trying to explain. They didn't like it because the room was full of Labor, Ackery, independent supporters. I was the only conservative person there. The rest went there for other reasons, which actually brings me on to another point of apparently I didn't know this. They were giving Angus Taylor, a bit of a hard time for not being there, but I've only just found out today that his dad had passed away a couple of days ago. So my apologies and condolences. I didn't know that, and I did say something along the lines of he probably should have been there, but knowing what I know now, he had no right to be there. It's time to not be doing anything and to grieve, and my condolences to him. But on the coal argument, they were yelling me down because I was trying to explain to them that basically coal if we shut down our coal mines and stop supplying China, then China will just move on to another country that sells coal, such as Indonesia, the world's biggest coal exporter. I was just trying to say a simple comment like that, and they just did not like it. They believe that our 1% carbon emissions will save the world if we shut it down. I mean, that's how silly it's gotten. The realism on these policies, on these parties, on the Liberal, Labor, Greens, and Independents and the Penny Acries, the realism is just not there. They say these pretty things that sound good type policies, but they're just not real. They will not do anything for Hume. They will not do anything for the country except for make more turmoil. We need people with realistic values and realistic policies, and for Australian sovereignty. Go back to that China coal thing. China have wind farms and solar panels everywhere. They make these things at a cost next to nothing for themselves, but yet they are building an extra 150 coal power fire stations and another 100 odd in planning, because their heavy industry just will not be sustained by wind farms, batteries, and solar panels. I mean, I know I've got no problems with having a balance of these things across Australia. Don't get me wrong, it's not about that. But if you want base load power to be covered, coal and nuclear are the only things at the moment that will do this. So unfortunately, realism comes in and bites you in the backside, because that's how it is at the moment. I can't convince these guys. They scream me down. I was booed off and everything in the end. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to stand my ground, and I did, because it's realism and it's for the Australian people. And I don't want the Australian way of life to change because a couple of people think that we're going to have wind farms and solar panels absolutely everywhere and decimate our landscape. I even tried to tell them that carbon capture, if you want to fix this by a global means, because carbon dioxide emitted anywhere in the globe goes everywhere in the globe, maybe carbon capture is the way to go, reforestation and the like. But I already said too much and they didn't like me. But saying that, I still stand for what I believe in, and by all means, I'm looking out for Australians. And I think if I can get in, it's Australians first and foremost. I've always said that, and the United Australia Party has the policies for all Australians. You just got to go have a look. We're trying to look after everybody. We're trying to get this duopoly of Liberal and Labor out, because they have gone too far into our lives, and there is no transparency anymore. And the arrogance that they have towards us is just too much, and too much for normal guys such as myself to handle, and that's hence why I'm here. So that's about it. I've gone way over time, guys. 7.5 minutes. Wow. So I'll let you go, and we'll talk next time. Take care.